Chapter 7, Teachers, Ethical and Professional Behavior. Introduction. The Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers serve as guide for teachers, especially to new teachers, for them to exhibit proper behavior to the learning community at all times. This set of ethical and moral principles, standards, and values must be followed and practiced. So, when faced with professional decisions that appear to have ethical consequences, the Code of Ethics contains requirements and clauses that will help you identify the right course of action. So, teachers are responsible for pushing their students to reach their maximum potential and developing their personalities. So, teachers have a significant impact on the lives of their students, and professional competence in the practice of their profession is required of them. They must also have a good reputation, not only at school but across the community. So, teachers have such large responsibility in the learning environment. You have a responsibility to communicate positively with parents, community members, and other stakeholders of the school. And as is stated in the Code of Ethics for Professional Behavior, contact with parents should be done on frequent basis, and it should be kept professional and clear of misunderstanding. So if you have a problem with parents, community members, or stakeholders, you must discuss it at meetings and conferences. So as a teacher and as future teachers, you must understand that education is a public service and you must endeavor to keep public informed about your programs, projects, and other activities. Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, Article 3. Well, the title of this module indicates that teachers are expected to be part of the community. So, to be part of the community definitely means to participate in the life of that community. Well, what is community referred here? The 8 sections of Article 3 of the Code of Ethics refers to the community within the school and the community outside the school. How can teachers be part of the community? So, various sections of Article 3 gives more details. So, the teachers, according to Article 3, Section 1, is a facilitator of learning and youth development, and thus must provide the best service possible by creating an environment conducive to such learning and growth. So, here is the word facilitate. It means to make something simple or easy. So, as a professional teacher, you make it easy for students to learn. So, learning is a difficult endeavor, but it is made simpler when dry lessons are made engaging, thrilling, and pleasant. So, when you reduce the complex and concretize the abstract, as a skilled teacher, you make learning easier for the students. So, it is also been proved that students study best when they are in a pleasant setting. When students can be themselves because their professors care, it creates a nice environment for them. So there is no need to put your best foot forward because your teachers and classmates genuinely care about you and accept you for who you are. So it's very important in a classroom. Bullying in any form has no place in a positive learning environment. Learners also who are in a positive learning environment believe they can complete the task and feel accepted. So, a pleasant learning environment is not one which everyone is tense. So, as a future educator, as a future teacher, we must keep in mind that we should create a pleasant setting environment for our student to feel accepted and to feel confidence about themselves. Summary. Well, the Article 3 of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers state that professional teachers shall live for and with the community. So, internal stakeholders such as students and their parents or guardians, teachers and the school principal coexist with external stakeholders. It is the community members without children. So, they are enrolled in a school such as community or non-government institution officials, religious leaders, non-profits, and the government organization. So, here, you make studying and youth development easier for the students. You'll need to develop a supportive, positive learning atmosphere to accomplish this. And another one is you are a leader in the community. So, as a teacher, you take the initiative and lead by example by actively participating in the community issues and movements, and then including the community in school activities to benefit both school and the community. So, this is far more likely if you have good relationships with everyone in your community. So, to maintain parent and community involvement in school, they must be kept informed about what is going on in the classroom, such as achievements, challenges, and initiatives. So, don't misuse or abuse the authority or power you've been given as a professional teacher at any time, because in any time, in any place, or with any person to maintain your flavor or favor as a community leader, you must act honorably and dignified 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Respect the culture and attempt to understand it. So, that is the summary of the chapter 7. So, as a future teacher, we must be responsible, and we are the one who's going to lead our student and participate in our community.
Hello, my name is Jake L. Bakuyag from BTB 2G FSM. Teacher Leadership and Initiative for Community Participation. Section 2 refers to the leadership and initiative of the professional teacher to participate in community movements for moral, social, economic, and civic betterment of the community. According to this statement, as a teacher, we must serve our community without hesitation, because this sector shows our professionalism as a teacher, that we have to help our society, that we have to take the initiative, and even if they don't ask for help, because we are teachers, others need someone to teach them, because many of us want to learn what they want to do, and it's it is a great help for the development of community. Professional teacher with honor and dignity. Um, Section 3 states every teacher shall merit reasonable social recognition for which purpose he shall behave with honor and dignity at all times and refrain from such activities as gambling, smoking, drunkenness, and other excesses, much less illicit relations. Professional teacher with honor and dignity. In this sector, we should give honor to teachers. We should respect them. And as a teacher, you must have dignity, because you will be the example of the students you teach. You must be free of vices such as gambling and smoking and other possible mistakes that your students will make. And because students learning is a great honor for the teacher, because they do their job well. Teachers' attitude towards local customs and traditions. Section 4 expects every teacher to live for and with the community and shall, therefore, study and understand local customs and traditions in order to have a sympathetic attitude, therefore, refrain from disparaging the community. In this sector, you must have a love for traditional culture of your country. You should not underestimate and be ashamed of the tradition and culture that you have in your community. Because if you have a love for your community and your students can see it, they will imitate you in supporting the country's own traditions or culture, because they see you as a teacher who loves your country. Professional teacher and information update. Section 5 states that the teacher shall help the school inform the community about the schoolwork, accomplishment, needs, and problems. Community here refers to internal as well as external stakeholders. Internal stakeholders include the students and parents of the students and the teachers. In this sector, it is pointed out that parents and students and others that they know what is happening inside the school, whether good news or bad news, because they must be updated so that if there are any activities in the school, they will participate, and if there is a problem at the school, they can easily understand because they know and that they are updated on possible things that will happen within the school.
Good day, ma'am. My name is Jumal Idel from BTV to GFSMB, and I'm the third reporter of this group, the Parents Teacher Association. We have the Parents and Teacher Association (PTA) in place in every school. Some private schools call it Homeschool Association or Family Advisory Council. This is for internal stakeholders only. A PTA is an association of teachers and parents with children who are enrolled in school. It is a forum for discussions on school problems and how they can be solved. The Parents-Teacher Association is a school-based organization, and it has a purpose or mission to make the school a better place for children to learn. Parents of students work together with teachers to volunteer in classes, raise money for school supplies, and generally support the school's efforts. This is very important because as a child who's just starting to learn and explore, they need the cooperation for of their parents and their guidance because at their age they are not yet able to handle and solve problems regarding school matters. Next, the school governing council. Other than the PTA is the school governing council. The SGC has different membership and functions. The school governing council as the policy making body has the school head as chef executive officer, manager and chef operations officer. The information of SGC in every school is proof of the school head sharing his/her leadership with members of the community. In addition to PTAs are the school governing council in every public school. The school governing council shares in the management of the school with the school head as chair. The school council is another opportunity for communities to participate in school activities. The school governing council is an organization that every school must have. This is geared toward the holistic development of school children. It is child-centered and focused on the learner's performance. The experiences of schools with functional councils and are utilized to assist schools. Basically, SGC provides a forum for parents, students, teachers, community stakeholders, and the school led to work together towards continuously improving students' learning outcomes. SGCs provide the opportunity and the environment to develop shared responsibility in the children's learning and holistic development and to encourage and facilitate effective community stakeholder participation in the school improvement process focus on children's learning and welfare. Next, The professional teacher and government officials and other professionals. Section 7 states, every teacher shall maintain harmonious and pleasant personal and official relations with other professionals, with government officials, and with the people individual or collectively. As a professional teacher, you cannot afford not not to be in pleasant relation with others, especially those with whom you work like other professional teachers. It is always best to be on a good terms with everyone else in the community. You need to act professionally when you are with or talking to co-workers. Even if you have dispute with one of your co-teachers or other professionals, you should always act like a professional. Put aside your dispute when you work together, and don't let your professionalism be ruined because of that. If necessary, fix your problem or issue with that certain person. The professional teacher does not use position to pros, proselyte. Finally, Section 8 says a teacher possesses the freedom to attend church and worships as appropriate, but shall not use his position and influence to proselyte others. To be in a position means to have power or influence for a purpose, etc. for you. That position to perform your job as a professional teacher. It is highly unprofessional for a teacher like you to use your position if influence proselyte, because freedom of religion is qua- guaranteed by the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Article 2, Section 6 stated that no, no law shall be made respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. The free exercise and enjoyment of religious profession and worship without discrimination or preference shall forever be allowed. And that's all. Thank you.